Welcome to my live stream on YouTube. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of April, and it's 6 o'clock p.m. UK time. I'm a therapist and coach, and I use my free time to come here twice a week as much as I can to talk about anything to do with mental health, therapy, mindset, psychology, human behavior, and how we can elevate our quality of life from those places. So if you have anything you'd like to talk about, just ask me. The way I start my live streams is always by reading and commenting on some of my own posts to give you an idea, a reminder of what I do, and hopefully at some point some of you will interact with me, and I will do my best to give you some actionable recommendations. So let's get started. The first post goes like this: replaying your past and rummaging through it will not heal you. Talking about your past and being angry at it will not heal you either. It may make you feel better about yourself temporarily, but it will not heal you. Changing the narrative will. And this is the basics of healing, growth, self-awareness. To oversimplify things, everything is about changing the perspective that we look at something. So changing the narrative of anything changes the experience of it. Next post. IQ is overrated. The ability to change your mind and upgrade your belief, which is just another way to call a growth mindset and self-awareness, is far more impressive and useful than a high IQ. So a lot of people still now find it very important to assess their IQ, and someone with high IQ for them is special, but this is an old trope from the past. There are many different types of intelligence, and the only one type of intelligence that matters is the one that we have naturally. IQ is only one type of intelligence. Some people with a very high IQ are not necessarily using it in any other circumstances than if they were, let's say, a mathematician or doing some job and career that involves that requires that sort of IQ, that sort of intelligence. I'm a little bit soft today because I'm a little bit tired. I'm going to say I'm going to do my best. I'm here, so I'm going to do my best to stay focused and be clear in the way that I express myself. But yeah, I'm just being transparent and honest with you. Next post. Hurtful words need apologies. Aggressive behavior need apologies. Broken promises need apologies. Feeling, however, are never anything to be ashamed about or to apologize for. And so feelings are energies that we experience, and they're not good or bad. They can be empowering or disempowering, but we never want to be ashamed about how we feel. We want to take responsibility for the things that we do, indeed, but feeling is just something that is between us and ourselves. It doesn't concern anyone else, and so we should never be ashamed of how we feel. Next post. It is not you. No, it is not that you can't see the red flags. Everyone can see them, and so can you. It's just that there's a saboteur inside of you coming up with excuses to rationalize those red flags, and you believe it. And so we all suffer from some level of cognitive bias, cognitive distortion, cognitive dissonance. We have a lot of subconscious bias. It's all happening at an unconscious level, so we're not aware of that. But basically, some of our beliefs are going to alter our experience of reality itself. And so when we talk about red flags, the reason why some of us always end up with troublesome and problematic people is because it's not because we don't see the red flags, it's because we are attracted by those people. So that will basically get us to rationalize and dismiss the red flags. Hope it makes sense. Again, if you feel like talking to me at any point, just do. Les do this. Thank you, Les. How are you doing? Next post. Some people will tell you that you are too sensitive whenever you are trying to set a boundary. This is gaslighting. They are rejecting your boundary and flipping the script on you to try and keep controlling you. Keep setting boundaries, it's working. And so typically, a lot of people will react if you try to set boundaries precisely because they were the ones who benefited the fact that you didn't have boundaries, so they could control you. And they were the one that will say to you, don't be so touchy, don't be so sensitive. But if they say that, keep going because it means that it's working. Next post. Alone time is choosing to be with your own company because you enjoy peace and tranquility. Isolation is retrieving into your cave because you don't trust people, because you don't feel safe, because you feel overwhelmed by the world. Know the difference because alone time is a sign of good mental health, whereas isolation is a sign that you need some help. So we need to know the difference between enjoying solitude, which is a very good thing to do if we are balanced and if we don't suffer from depression, for instance, and isolation, which is a system that we have created because we can't deal with the world. So instead of me trying to learn how to discern between the good and the bad people, I'm going to reject everyone altogether. Boom blast, fire emojis, thank you. So guys, is there anything you'd like to talk about? I can carry on a little bit if you want, but again, just to remind you, the purpose of me going live on YouTube is to interact with you. Last week, I think I had to abort because there was a lot of wind and that kind of sabotaged the Wi-Fi, so we couldn't continue. But today seems to be all right. Okay, let me carry on with some of my posts. Again, if you want to talk about mental health, therapy, psychology, just ask me. Okay, positivity is not toxic. Toxic positivity, let me say it again. Positivity is not toxic. Toxic positivity is toxic. Masculinity is not toxic. Toxic masculinity is toxic. Toxic is an adjective and the key element that determines whether something is toxic or not. So a lot of people react and say, there's no such thing as masculinity is not toxic. And people keep on trying to tell them, no one has ever said that masculinity was toxic. Toxic masculinity is toxic, right? It's not the same thing as trust masculinity. And it's the same thing with positivity. Toxic positivity is positivity that is toxic, but not all positivity is toxic. I think a lot of people react to things also because they feel attacked, and so they are no longer thinking with that mind; they're just reacting emotionally. Kay Stevens, Didi, hello, Kay Stevens. How are you doing today? What would you like to talk about? Anything? I seem to remember we were onto something, but I can't remember what it was. Again, I'm a very bit tired today, but if you can remind me. Next post. One of the most corrosive things to your self-esteem is to keep allowing people criticizing you unfairly and keep stomaching that unfairness in silence. Gosh, I find it even difficult to talk. Let me say it again. One of the most corrosive things to your self-esteem is to keep allowing people criticizing you unfairly and keep stomaching that unfairness in silence. And so this is a people pleaser's problem, but it's very important to learn how to speak out our truth as opposed to bite our tongue, bite our lips, and allow people to keep belittling us unfairly. Many of us allow this things to happen. And over time, this can be terribly corrosive to how we feel about ourselves. Next post, I'm going to put it tonight, it's not out yet, on TikTok, and it goes like this. If you defend someone that is committing evil or choosing to turn a blind eye on his crimes because he's presenting himself as a Christian like you don't really care about Jesus and the values that he taught and stood for. You only care about protecting your tribe. And Jesus is definitely not impressed with you. So I'm talking about the state of things in America. But it's not just America, but I think what is happening in the USA is very, very obvious. There's a lot of purity mindset going on. And so I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's about it. I mean, I've got plenty of more posts, but I don't think I'm going to continue any more longer. Guys, is there anything you'd like to talk? I'm a bit tired today, so if I don't get much interactions from you, I will resume the live for now, and I will come back on Friday. So I would be happy to have a little bit of interaction before I go. I will probably not stay until 8 o'clock, but pretty please. Anything you'd like to ask me? I'm going to drink my tea. Kay Stevens. Family member of mine is obsessed with doom news. It's rampant in the States. Yes, if I was living in the States, I would also be finding it challenging not to feel overwhelmed by the news. It's bad enough from the outside, but I can't imagine what it is to live there and to know that all those things are happening around you in your immediate surrounding. But all you can do is to do your best to spend less time watching the news. Again, I spoke about it a few times in the past. The best thing to do is to keep yourself updated, but limit your time, your exposure to news, because otherwise it's going to drive you crazy. Do you want to talk about it, Kay? Let's do this. I am a caregiver and find your thoughts and words very soothing. Fantastic. Thank you, Les. Is there something that I could help you with in regards to what you do? Max Mundin, hi. Dawn Woodland, hello Didi, hello Dawn. Max, shut up, Dawn. Max, this is not very kind. Please don't do this. If you put one more comment like that, I will have to block you, okay? I'm creating a space here, but I want to be safe for everyone to talk about their problems. So, no, please be kind. If you want to talk, you're more than welcome to share some of your stuff, and I will do my best to help you out. But if you're going to attack people randomly, it's not how we do this here. Okay, Max? So Max, hi Didi again. Kay, I quit watching it, but he tells me I think to distract himself from his own feeling. So who are we talking about? Who is he? I quit watching it, but he tells me I think to distract himself from his own feeling. I don't understand the way you phrased your comment is very doesn't make sense to me. I quit watching it, but he tells me I think to distract himself from his own feelings. What are we talking about? I'm confused here. Would you like to clarify, please? Okay. Less. How to recognize when I am at fault and shift away without seeming defeated. I don't know what you mean by this. How to recognize when you're at fault. Everything is a matter of context and perspective. So no one is ever. I mean, it depends. What do you mean by being at fault? Give me more of a context, please. How to recognize when I am at fault? Because we can be really confused by our own belief and our own thought system. Um, yeah. What do you mean that recognize when you're at fault? Um, and I need to know you more as well, because again, I don't know your history. I don't know what is going on here, what sort of belief you have, and shift away without seeming defeated. K. Stevens, my son, he talks about the news to keep his mind off of what he needs to work on, I think. Your son talks about the news to keep his mind off what he needs to work, I think. I don't understand, sorry. Your son watched the news so that he doesn't get to do the things that he wants to do? Is what you meant? Les, I'm not in flow. Okay. So do you want to tell me what gets you to say this? Again, I'm trying to understand what's going on, right? I'm not in flow can mean many things. Are you overwhelmed? Are you stressed out? Are you going through some difficulties in your life? Editorial, hello from Europe. Hello, Europe and editorial. Les, it's me that off my energy. Okay. Okay. So, what do you know? What gets you to not be in flow? What gets you to have less energy? Very often we have a lifestyle that is not sustainable. But because everyone is doing the same, and because we've been taught that it was somehow normal, we accept it. And so we need to recognize that some of the things that we do or some of the things that we don't do should be corrected for us not to feel overwhelmed and out of flow. Nero, hello Nero. Camilla, well wishes for all. Thank you, Camilla. Nero, trust your gut. Yes, that would be my advice. But again, I need to know people, because people have different idea of intuition, and many people get confused by what is the intuition versus what is the inner critic. Okay, his own problems is what I mean, as a distraction from his stress. But it doesn't make sense to me, because watching the news is very stressful. So you are saying that to try to get away from some sort of stress, he's watching the news. I think that would make everything worse, if anything. No? Nero, I think she means her son wastes time, doesn't focus on important things, wastes time on conspiracy and negative news, escapism. Okay, I get it. So, if that's the case, thank you, Nero, for that. I'm a little bit tired, so I find it difficult to focus, but thank you. That would make sense. If that's what you mean, Kay, then instead of looking at what he's doing, talk to him and find out what is going on with him. Why does he feel that he needs to escape by doing those things? What is he overwhelmed? Does he feel that he's not seen? Is he happy doing the things that he should be doing, or should he be doing something else? There's so many things, but it's about connecting with the people that we care about, as opposed to judging them and trying to, tell them to change. We'll do this, but we have to change this, because this doesn't fix anything or make anything better. We tend to judge others and to blame them on things that they do or don't do, because this is what we've been taught to do. Society, culture, or teachers or parents, this is the way they do things, and in the end we do the same things. But there are alternatives to that. Instead of being judgmental and punitive and trying to force things, we could be kind, we could be patient, we could be compassionate, and that would change everything. But we tend not to be like that, mainly because this is how everyone functions, and it doesn't have to be like that. A lot of the things that we do are really a continuation of what our parents did, or a continuation of how they used to behave. So the the way we used to address certain things is the way we're going to address certain things if we haven't worked on ourselves. We don't realize this, but so many things that we do, like almost everything, is literally a copy of the things that we have observed from our caregivers in childhood. Nero, I think I read that. Editorial. Tell us a little about the books and sources that supported you in your studies. Oh, I've got so many to mention. I read stuff all the time. I've got ADHD, so I can hyper focus on things. I spend a lot of time listening to audiobooks and reading all sort of different bits and bobs. I'm obsessed with the mind. I've been doing it for a long time, but especially since I started my therapy practice in 2017. So that's like 9 years now. So I don't know. I'm all over the place. I read tons of stuff. I watch all sort of stuff. I am genuinely voracious of different perspective, and yeah. I think what would be more useful is if you tell me what sort of things you would like to know, and then I can maybe refer you to some books, to some studies, or I could tell you what I would do about those things, as opposed to it's a big topic. It's very, very open. It's like when people say to me, "What book do you recommend?" I don't know. What sort of stuff are you into? What are you struggling with? What would you like to know about? And then I would have a better idea of what sort of books to recommend. Let's do this. Yes, thank you. Okay. So are you do you believe that you could upgrade some of the things that you do habitually less? Dawn, why are you saying shut up? Very rude. It is, yes. I think he was just a troll and he seems to be gone now. Don't worry about it, Dawn. I give people one chance, and if they repeat something twice, I just block them. Don't worry, Dawn. Les, I'm trying to be better, but then I get lost in something and not getting pulled away from the moment. Okay. So again, I'm trying to get my head. I'm trying to be better. Better at what? But then I get lost in something and not getting pulled away from the moment. Are you saying that you find it difficult to do the things that you want to do, as in changing some aspect of yourself? Because if that's what you're trying to say, whatever what you want to change is a process. So whatever that you do will require repetition and ups and downs, and so if you don't get exactly the result of what you want to achieve, focus on the journey. It's happening. It's just that sometimes you have more focus, sometimes you have less focus, sometimes you may do the opposite, but it's okay because you know that this is what you want to do. So you are training yourself to go back to that place of focus that gets you in that direction that you want to go towards to. Does it make sense, Les? Don't, not you did chores. No, I know. I know you're mentioning the other guy who told you to shut up, and I did speak to him, so hopefully he's gone. Les, transferring back to the others and not focused on my own stuff. What do you mean by transferring back to the others? Are you saying that you spend a lot of energy on others, but not on yourself? Is that what you mean? Because if that's what you do, then you know it, and it's for you to organize yourself to make sure that you prioritize yourself first. Because we can only give what we own. A lot of us, we end up helping others because we have some baggage ourselves, and we forget that we need to address all things before we address people. So, but very often we do this also because it's not comfortable to address our own problems. It's easier to help others in the hope that somehow by helping others, I will also help myself. But again, let's tell me more. I'm still trying to get my head around you. Editorial message retracted. Behind you in the picture are your parents. Yes, when they get married before I was born. I had a very tumultuous relationship with them for a long, long time, but now we finally came to peace after a lot of work. And this is my tribute to both of them. AZ. heart and praying hands emojis. Les, I've been trying to not sleep, and when I do put myself back, but sometimes it takes a lot longer. Find it difficult to stay positive all the time. Okay, so you don't want to stay positive all the time. I think I understand now. You say that you're trying to not sleep, but you don't want to try not to sleep, not to sleep. You just want to do your best, and your best is good enough. But very often we are very hard on ourselves. Why am I not here yet? Oh, what's wrong with me? Why is it so difficult? Why does it take such a long time? And as long as we are shaming ourselves, as long as we are hard to ourselves, we're going to make things much slower and much more difficult. And so realize that it's a process. It's going to go up and down. It's going to take some time. But it's okay. As long as you keep doing your best every day, you'll be all right. That's it. Be compassionate and to yourself, and accept that you're doing your best, and that's all that you can do, and it's more than enough. And so when you say, I find it difficult to stay positive all the time, I'm not surprised. It is not possible to stay positive all the time. It is impossible. In fact, nothing can be all the time. Nothing, things are always changing paradoxically all the time. The only one thing that doesn't change is the fact that everything changes. So basically, we can never be always positive, and this is not what being positive means. Uh, we want to realize that there are times where we can be positive, and there are some other times when we're overwhelmed, and it's okay because you're only human, and because you have a lot of baggage, and so do what you can, and then be kind to yourself, as opposed to telling yourself, "Oh, I want to be here. What's wrong with me? Why am I not positive?" If you feel like shouting, crying, shaking, whatever, let it happen. When you feel better, and say, you know what? It's just a moment. Let's invite the next moment. Now that I've released that emotion, that thought, let's see what the next moment brings. Less without being fake or toxic. So again, you're trying too hard to be something. You don't want to be fake. To who? To God? To your conscience? To you're just doing your best. Whatever what you come across, it doesn't matter. Don't judge yourself. Fake or toxic. Again, toxic to whom? We're only toxic to some people within a specific configuration. No one is inherently toxic or not toxic. Toxic is just how we are going to impact someone negatively within a specific context and for a certain amount of time. And we all are toxic to some people without realizing it. And it's part of our humanity. Now, what we want to do is to do our best to work on ourselves. And eventually, as we are letting go of our baggage, we're happier, we're more balanced, we have more mental clarity, and then we'll be less prone to be toxic to some people in our life. I think you are overwhelmed with a lot of I have to, I must, I should. Just do your best to feel as good as you can each moment. Will be my advice to you. Nero, the natural state of mind is tending to be negative. Being positive is a gift. It's not true. I understand what you mean, and there's a lot of confusion about it. I believe that we are here to grow. However, if we live in a state of survival, we can't grow. And so, because society is designed to keep us in a state of survival, now, because of that, we're going to have to survive. We're not designed to survive. We're designed to grow and expand. But if we have to survive, we will survive. And that is what you're saying. When we're in that state, our mind is negativity biased, of course. A lot of people say that all the time, and it's true, but only if we are in a state of survival. If we are feeling safe, if we're feeling supported, then there's no need for that. Our mind can be super positive. Right? But it's just that society has been designed to keep us overwhelmed so that it can control us. And that's why people used to say, tend to say that. The natural state of the mind, there's no natural state of the mind. There's only two states. We can be on a survival state or on a growth state. And so if you're on a growth, you're open, you're positive, you are welcoming, you are tolerant, you're accepting, you're open-minded, you are kind, you're compassionate, you're empathic. But if you're in a state of survival, now you're scared, you're suspicious, you are hypervigilant, you are tense, you are stressed. It's a whole different thing. And then, because of that, some of us will get angry, some of us will be anxious, some of us will be depressed. But our mind is just a machine that functions within in the way it should function in regards to the environment that we're in. So I understand what you say. A lot of people say that the mind is negativity biased, but and I used to believe that as well. But the more I think about it, the more I'm realizing that again everything is contextual. In this society, yes, because of the state of the world, but it's not inherently like that. Because if we believe that, then we believe that we're doomed before we get started. I really believe that our environment, our culture, our society, the way everything is designed, is to keep us in that negativity mode. So is it true that we're like that? Yes, because of the environment. But it's very important to dissociate our potential from what we're experiencing because of what is around us. So that we can work on that environment, so that we can do a bit to upgrade a rotten society, a broken system. Do you agree, Nero? Kay Stevens, I hope you get a chance to watch that movie Seize the Day. I know you tell me a lot about that movie. I haven't got a chance, sorry, because I've got tons of other things to do. But I promise you, if I ever come across it, I will think about you. I remember, Kay Stevens have been really, really trying to get me to watch that movie, and I will. I'm sure I'll enjoy it, and I will let you know. But there's so many things that on my waiting list of things to do or to watch. So yeah. I can't promise you anything. I hope that you get a chance to watch that movie Seize the Day. It was a warning about the division of social class and comparing people. It's about chasing approval, okay? It sounds like the sort of things that I would watch. It's just that we live in a world of entertainment and choices. So sometimes it's a lot. But yeah, I will watch it at some point whenever everything is aligned for me to watch that movie. Nero, your train that perspective like muscles in the gym, and you will be challenged every day. Your train, it's a bit confusing. Your train that perspective like muscle. You mean your brain is like a muscle that you train, like the muscles in the gym? Is what you mean? I agree with that. And you will be challenged every day. I agree with that as well. Dawn, thank you, Didi. Thank you, Dawn. Julie Mans, hi, education. Hello. Yes, I think in Indonesian, Didikan means something to do with education. Dawn, we try very hard. It's expected a lot nowadays. Yeah. But a lot of things that we do and a lot of things that are expected don't have to be. Because people tell us to do something, because society tells us to do that, doesn't mean that we have to. We're all different. And what we want to do is to really find out what sort of lifestyle we can create for ourselves. Okay, yes. Dawn, I worked in retail. It's expected of you to be positive all the time. Okay, but then if you don't feel like that, then maybe at some point you may want to change career if it's difficult for you to be positive all the time. I understand. I used to work in restaurants and catering for many, many years, so I understand that you need to be a good communicator, and if you are friendly, it's even better. But if if you find this challenging, if you are struggling with that, maybe you want to do something else. It's not for everyone. It's not about what people expect you to be. It's about what is best for you and how you can, maybe not just now, but over time, organize something that works better for you. Nero, I agree. Then I am in a mixed state. Thank you for agreeing. Blue Flower. Oh, hello, Blue Flower. Okay, no worries, Didi. I highly recommend it to your good cause. Thank you. I will at some point. I have tons of things that I want to watch that are years old. There's even that series called 24, which is an old series, and I haven't been past the second day. Each season is one day. And I remember we bought all the DVDs, the Blu-ray, and now it's on but it's just too long. It takes so much time to watch all these things. And that was then. Now there are tons of series and movies and stuff to watch, which everyone rave about. But it's just, yeah. Les, this has been fantastic. Thank you. All right, I didn't talk too much. I don't know. I feel a bit dizzy today. I'm trying to get my head around things. I'm not sure that I am connected with any one of you just yet. But there's a flow, and I'm going to do my best. Just 1 second, please. But I'm glad that we managed to have some sort of conversation. Um, and I can see there are more people now. Guys, if there's anything you'd like to ask me, just do, please. Let's ignite the light. Okay, I'm not sure what it means, but fair enough. I'm a bit tired today, so I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to wait a little bit for some of you to ask me anything, and if you don't ask me anything within a few minutes, I will just say goodbye for now, and we'll come back some other time. Blue Flower, Didi, do you believe in an afterlife? Great topic. I believe in a lot of things. My perspective on spirituality is not unique. There are more and more people who are starting to share the same perspective as I do. But essentially, the way that I see things is that I believe in the quantum field. And so when it comes to spirituality, what it means is that all dimensions exist at the same time. And so what it means is that I don't believe in life and death. I believe that we are eternal, infinite consciousness, and we just move, we shift from one dimension to another one. That's it. And so when we are born here, it's like we're waking up from a dream. And as we die, we're going to wake up from that dream that is our life now in another dimension. Um, and so, yes, um, that's what I believe. I believe that we are here to experience our human experience, to find out what it is to be me, to be a human being, to be that person, to have those sort of ordeals and baggage and wounds. And what am I going to do with that with my life? This is the adventure. This is the purpose of us. It is the human experience itself. But the way that I resume it very often is that I believe that the universe is all one mass of energy, and it needs to expand because movement is life, fluctuation, change, movement. And so what it means is that for the universe to expand, it needs to fragment itself so that it can experience itself through a lot of different perspectives. And this is why we come here, to experience what it is to be us. But for us to really experience what it is to be us, we need to forget that we are the universe, so that we can fully experience the full spectrum of human emotions and states. We will know what it is to be happy, but also angry, sad, scared, helpless. All of those things are part of our adventure of experience. And so we are a fragment of the universe that has forgotten that it was the universe so that we can experience ourselves. And then when we die, we go back to source. We are reminded that we are not a wave in the ocean. We've always been the ocean, but we have experienced something else for the duration of a lifetime. So yeah, that's what I believe in. And if we can have that sort of spiritual belief in regards to the afterlife, it changes everything. The first thing that is going to release us is from the fear of the afterlife. A lot of us are really, really obsessed with that. But also, if we realize that if we really believe the things that are said, then we know that we need to make something out of this life, but also we know that it's not the last or the first life. And so there's not that FOMO, that pressure to do something about it. We can really learn how to enjoy ourselves and appreciate that our best is good enough, as opposed to I have to do this. It's my one life, otherwise I can never do this. Um, it makes things easier to have a sort of belief. Um, Alex, your voice is so soothing. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for your videos. I'm glad you appreciate them. Dawn, get what you're saying, Didi. Okay, thank you, Dawn. Alex, how do you cope with difficult changes? So I need you to tell me about what you mean by difficult changes, because there are millions of things that could be called like that. How do you cope with difficult changes? If you don't give me more details, I can still use that. We want to appreciate that everything changes. Life is about change. Nothing ever stays the same. Everything and everyone in the universe is constantly changing all the time. That's the nature of things. We change, we evolve, we expand, we grow, we move in any direction, we change for the better or for the worse, or we fluctuate. And this is something that we must embrace and accept. Changes are inevitable. Now, if we are finding changes difficult, if we're resisting those changes, then we want to find out why we are resisting those changes. So that's why I need to know what change you're talking about. We want to accept that things are changing. If we are resisting changes, it's because we're scared of the change. We're scared of the unknown. We don't feel safe. So we don't want for things to change. I want things just like the way they used to be. And we're going to suffer because the universe is constantly expanding. So it needs change. It's life, the energy of life is change and evolution. So it is inevitable. So you want to change basically your mindset about this. Does it make sense, Alex? But then again, if you can give me some more details about what you mean by difficult change, I'll be happy to be more specific for you. Tim, I like the way you speak, Didi. Thank you, Tim. PD Amit, how to get over trauma? By working on ourselves, by doing some inner work. So it can be therapy, or it can be something holistic, or it can be learning how to understand your mind, whatever that it is. But a lot of things that you can do is for you to find out what it is, but you want to work on your trauma. As in, the first thing that you want to understand is that trauma is not a thing that has happened to you and that you can get rid of. Trauma is how your body and your mind have adapted to a situation that was overwhelming then. So if you've been overwhelmed by something, either it was something big or a lot of small things or both, then the way you think, the way your brain operates will be different, because it will want to protect you from that ever happening again. And so it's not about addressing one thing. It's about addressing how you think, how you feel, how you react to things, how you see things, how you interpret reality. And so how do we get over trauma? It depends. We're all vastly different and very intricate. And so you want to find some professional to help you with that. Or if you don't like the idea of it, you can go on your own journey of self-healing by reading books, by learning to meditate, by learning how to do some somatic exercises to make you feel better about yourself. There are tons of things that you can do about it. Have you tried to do anything about it? And what sort of trauma are we talking about? CPTSD or PTSD? Blue flowers, thank you. Thank you. Shana Cotton. How do I hold my boundaries when people overspeak or talk through my boundaries as if my clear boundaries don't matter enough? Okay, so you apply them. Setting a boundary doesn't mean I don't like what you're doing. It doesn't mean, why can't you listen to me? Setting a boundary means I don't like this, and if you keep doing this, I will be doing that. Setting boundary is basically you asserting your own power. And so if this is not working, it's because you're not applying your boundaries. You're just telling them that you don't like what they do. But if you tell them, if you keep doing this, I'm not going to speak to you for a week, then it is important for you, when they cross your boundaries, to stop speaking to them for a week. This is your power. Keep the door locked, disconnect the phone, put it on silence, forget about them, block them on social media, whatever. Do what you have to do. And this is only then that we will learn. Until you do that, you haven't set any boundaries. You have just expressed how you don't like some of the things that they do or say. Right? Let me read it again. How do I hold my boundaries? Yeah, just apply. Tell a condition and then do it. If you do this, I will do that. When people speak or talk from a boundary, they are precisely preventing you to set boundaries because they benefit from you not having boundaries. They can take advantage of you. That's why you're trying to set boundaries in the first place. And so when they do that, it is expected. Some people will do that because they don't want you to ever learn how to set boundaries. So they will sabotage you. They will call you touchy, too sensitive. They will laugh at you. They will keep pushing, no matter what you say. So that's why you need to tell them what you're going to do, and you need to take action on what you say. Otherwise, it's not a boundary. And your clear boundaries, they don't matter to them, not at all. They don't care. The only way for them to know that you mean business is to take action on the things that you say. That's the only way. Now it can be very difficult for some of us, but this is what you need to learn how to do more and more so. Blue flower, the willow tree. What about this? What is the willow tree? Is that the name of a book? I'm not sure where you're coming from. Let me Google it. Maybe I need to understand the willow tree. So there's a pub called the Willow Tree. uh, there's a nursery, there's a pub, there's an art cafe, there's a lot of things. I'm not sure what you mean by the willow tree. Blue flower. Dawn. Apparently, the human brain doesn't develop properly until you are 25. Even 35, actually. Mid-30s. Basically, the last part of the brain to develop is the frontal cortex. Is the part that is rational, and is also the part of our brain that regulates our emotions. And that happens in our mid-30s. That's why teenagers can be very impulsive and difficult, because the emotional part of the brain is fully developed, but the rational that will get them to regulate emotions is not fully developed. And so that's why they can be very intense emotionally and be very impulsive. It's not because they are stupid, it's because their brain is not fully formed yet. Tim, message retracted. Don't land. Yes, we do. Shana Cotton agreed. Okay, thank you, Shana. PD Amils. Thank you. Yes, CPTSD. Okay, so tell me more about yourself. I can talk about CPTSD if you want. Have you got some help? PD Amil. I'm working with a therapist and changed my diet, lost weight, moved, and started a spiritual journey, but I keep replaying the events in my mind. Okay, so keep seeking what would work for you. There are tons of different protocols out there, and it's for you to find out what will work for you. There's not one system in the world that can heal everyone, but there's at least one system that can work for you. And it's for you to find out what it is. Generally speaking, when it comes to trauma, we want to address your subconscious mind. So talking therapies or medications will not suffice. They won't do anything at all. What you want to do is to address your belief system, your filters and blocks that are all subconscious. So you want to find out how you can get straight into your subconscious mind as opposed to just thinking about things. So the things that I do, for instance, the tool that I use is called RTT, and it's a blend of hypnosis, regression, and belief reframing. So any type of hypnotherapy, but also there are a lot of somatic kind of protocols like EMDR. You have a lot of different things that you can use for trauma, but it's for you to find out what will work best for you. Diet, very important, indeed. We are all affected by how we feel, and by how our body functions, by our biology. And so, yes, understanding that sleeping, eating, moving, all of those things are very important for mental health, is a big part of healing as well. Um, but what I'd say is that you're already doing some things. You have some therapist, you are addressing your diet, and you're also on a spiritual journey. So what I'd say is that I always say this, but nothing happens because of one thing. Everything is always the result of many things all occurring and being aligned in this moment. That's it. And so what it means is that the bigger picture you have of yourself, the more you can learn how to change many aspects of yourself, so that eventually you get better and better and better to address that thing. Um, but you seem to be doing well. Just be kind to yourself, be patient, keep going, keep searching, keep researching, and you will find tools or people or books that can help you accelerate your healing journey. Nero, are you familiar with Niccolo Machiavelli and his theories? If so, what's your opinion on his philosophy? So I know what Machiavellian means, plotting, right? So I'm not familiar with him, but I can. Machia, Machiavellianism is a personality trait characterized by manipulation, deceit, cynical disregard for morality, and a strategic focus on self-interest and power. So there you go. So it's, what I would address is the psychology of it, not the philosophy. I don't know about the philosophy itself. Let me see. So Machiavellianism is a political and ethical philosophy originating from Niccolo Machiavelli, emphasizing realism, pragmatism, the prioritization of state stability over conventional morality. Okay, so it's a very different thing. It's a different thing. It argues that leaders must be prepared to act immorally, using manipulation or ruthlessness. Okay, so it's just philosophy. Philosophy is just someone's opinions. So I don't really have much thing to say based on the nature of Machiavellianism. Is not something that I would personally endorse. I don't believe that we should be manipulating others in order to get to our means. Um, Philosophy is just that. It's just some opinions of some people. And it's interesting if we want to expand our perspective of things, but it's not very useful for. It's not directly useful for most of us, as opposed to psychology. Psychology is useful. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what to say about this, other than the fact that, yeah, I don't believe that anything to do with Machiavellianism is needed to anyone. I think that a lot of other systems are much better. And again, it's about the narrative. I think people who believe in Machiavellianism, they're still limited by a narrative that is about winning, about being better than others. It's like those people who wants to understand the dark secrets of psychology so that they can come across better, so they can seduce people, so they can be smarter. And to me, this is wrong. This is everything wrong about humanity is that. A lot of people like Robert Greene do books like that, The Secret of the Power, and it's just rubbish. We're going more into the wrong direction. You know? What we should do is to realize that all of those things are illusions, and we should make things much more simpler for all of us. We don't need to be better than others. We don't need to compare. We don't need to compete. We don't need to win. We just want to be happy. And if we can do that, then society would be a much better place already. Blue flowers, a band with the wind. Dawn, really, I never knew 30s. Human brain, yeah, mid-30s. Human brain, a very complicated organ, yes. But, uh, but we want to realize that we are many things. And there's so much things that we don't know about the rest of us. The brain is very fascinating, but there's intelligence in your body. There are neurons in your gut, there's neurons in your spine, in your nervous system, everywhere. You have neurons everywhere. You have a lot of intelligence. Um, the way that I'm trained with RTT, we understand that each organ has a mind of its own. And the more people are kind of exploring quantum physics, the more they're realizing that indeed each cell has some sort of consciousness and an agenda and program. And so there's so much more we need to learn about ourselves, as opposed to the old perspective that we are a body and a mind and a soul, three different things. We are not, we are all of those things and more all at the same time. K. Stevens, yes, Tim, to recognize someone else's unnecessary babbling, it's very important to recognize early and disconnect. In my 60s, and finally accept some people just want pity. So you are talking to Tim. So this is between the two of you, right? Shanna Cotton, you are very kind to offer this help to people. Thank you. Thank you, Shanna. I'm glad you appreciate it. Dawn, I wish I'd learned of this years ago. It's never too late, not too soon to learn something new. But here's the thing, if you're referring to the fact that the brain is not fully formed up till our mid-30s, there's something else that actually you may find more interesting, is that regardless of your age, your brain is constantly adapting and readjusting to everything that you do, think, feel, allow, repeat, practice. Your brain is literally a machine that is designed to adapt and to adjust to everything. And that is ongoing the whole of your life. And so even whatever age that you are, you can always learn something, develop something, change the way you think, change the way you feel, change your life. It's never too late or too soon. And our body and our brain are absolutely designed to keep changing up till our last day. So that's the good news. P.D. Amil, exercise helps a lot and journaling. Okay, good. Yes, yes. Um, and it's not just exercising, it's about moving in any which way. So exercising is great. I love to train myself. I love going to the gym and lift weight, but also I love walking. I love washing the dishes. I love doing things, going up and down the stairs. I love moving because because it's very easy to forget to move, and it affects us so greatly. It's so easy to fall into a trap where we don't need to move because of modern life convenience, but we're designed to move. Um, I was watching that video about Zen philosophy and how people who endorse Japanese Zen philosophies, they enjoy cleaning the house. They clean the house every day. They don't clean so that the house is clean. They clean for the act of cleaning, of the doing. It's like a ritual. It's a ceremony. They clean the floor every single day. It's like exercise, but it's also looking after the house, and it's also cleaning the mind, the decluttering thing, the decluttering the mind is a ritual. So they're not doing something for the outcome, they're doing the thing for the doing. And I find this amazing. I'm very messy. I don't clean anything. I do something. I do the dishes, I do the bins, I do the recycling, but everything else is my husband. But I'm very good at the things that I do. But I was thinking maybe one day if we can have a house that is the design of this Japanese house where it's very minimal, then I wouldn't mind actually learning how to do this as a routine. And so it's the same thing with exercise. Exercise, we tend to do things because we want to reach certain goals, but instead, we really want to do is to find ways to do things that we enjoy for the doing. So when I go to gym, I don't care about the outcomes. It's really, I mean, I enjoy them. I enjoy the fact that I can be stronger or bigger or whatever. But it's really about enjoying the doing. I love doing what I do at the gym. It's my me time. It's my special time. I can spend hours, and this is that sort of mindset that we want to have in regards to exercise, as opposed to I have to do this because I hate my body. And so yes, just a thought. I'm glad that exercising and journaling helps you. PD Emil. Dawn, I find caffeine and cheese give me headache, very sensitive to it. Okay, so in that case, have something else. We used to some food, and we find it difficult to stop with food just because we don't know about all the other food out there, but tons of stuff out there. Very often when I hear a conversation about, let's say, a vegan and a meat eater, and very often the meat eater will say something like, I can never give up bacon because it's too nice. And I understand that, but that's because they haven't experienced other stuff than bacon. If you are a chef and a cook, you may explore, you may be surprised. I'm not vegan or vegan myself, but some vegan food and veggie food are beautiful, are perfect. They don't need any meat at all because there's so much spices and herbs and stuff that can make something delicious. But we need to explore those things. And similarly, some people say, I can never give up alcohol because life would be boring. That's because they don't realize that there are other things that could get them to be happy, that is different, that has got nothing to do with alcohol. It's about expanding our perspective and trying different things. And so the reason I'm saying this is because Dawn, you said that caffeine and cheese give you headaches. So in that case, it's easy enough. Get rid of that and choose a different alternative. Do I love you? Oh, thank you so much. I can appreciate. I can feel your love. Thank you. Dawn, you can see a broken bone, but not a broken mind. I remember that saying. It's true. It's true. Um, um, the imbalances that we have, that are mental and emotional, can be very invisible. Absolutely. Jennifer, exercise does help getting out of the head and back in the body, but some days aren't as easy to talk yourself into it. So this is the thing. If you don't feel like it, you shouldn't have to talk yourself into doing something. You should do whatever you can do on that day. So some days you may be able to go to the gym, some other days you may not, but it's okay. Maybe you can go for a walk in the park, just that, with your music on. Or maybe you can stay home, you put some music and you start to dance as if your life depended on it. You are Jennifer Beal in Flashdance, if you're old enough to remember. You do your moves, and that is moving. Or maybe you can decide to clean your house, to do spring cleaning, and that's very physical. If you have a garden, do your garden, whatever it is. There are millions of ways to move, and it's about finding something that we can enjoy in the moment. But if we think that there's only the gym, I'm not surprised. There are some days where you're going to go, "Oh, I don't want to go to the gym," because we're not always in that state. And so, yeah, develop options. That would be my advice, Jennifer. Nero, uploading hands emojis. K. Stevens, Didi, how do you think personality disorder start? Generally, what I know of it is that personality disorder, everything is a mix of two things, genetics and environment. And so we have some predisposition, some propensity, some sensitivity to some things because of who we are, because of the genes we have inherited from our parents. And then there's the environment that is going to activate some of those cells, some of those traits, some of those genes. And so both are as important. Just bear with me. My watch was just telling me that it's time for me to post my third TikTok post of the day. So just I'm going to do it straight away.
How many people are...
Oops. If you defend
Muslims living in a non-Muslim...
Okay. I think it's out. Okay, so let's go back to our how do you think personality disorder start? Just like with any mental and emotional condition, it depends. But there's always some element of genetics and some element of environment. Even when it comes to to trauma. The way we're going to deal with trauma will be slightly different depending on our sensitivity before the trauma even starts. But with trauma, sometimes also it can start from in the womb. So there's a lot of, it depends. Do you want to give me a specific example? Maybe we can try to explore something specific. What did you have in mind? Borderline personality disorder, perhaps? I can't remember what if you have any conditions or not. Okay. Jennifer, my soul knows I need action. My body is willing, and my mind tells me I'm not good enough. Okay. So that's because we have two minds, essentially, conscious mind and subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you think, what you know. Your subconscious mind is what you feel, what you believe, what you allow. Your conscious mind is only 5% of your mind. Your body, your heart, your subconscious mind is 95%. It's a feeling mind as opposed to a thinking mind. And that's why you are confused, because very often you think I should be doing this, but your body doesn't agree with you. And that's why you don't do it. Or maybe the other way around. I know that I should stop doing this, but you can't stop doing this because the want is happening here, but you're limited by how you feel about that thing. Does it make sense? It's very simple. I mean, I think based on what you said, this is what I see, and it's very common. Until we realize and understand how our mind works, it's going to be confusing. It's normal. But essentially, you have created some emotional programs based on whatever happened to you or whatever you have witnessed in childhood, and it is the discrepancy between those two minds that is creating havoc in your life, confusion. And so when you say my soul need action, my body is willing, and my mind tells me I'm not good enough. So the words that you're using can be a bit confusing as well, because it's not like there's a soul and a body and a mind. Your body is a mind, and your soul is just the spiritual version of your mind. This can be used in many different ways, but we don't want to categorize things. For me, you're not a soul and a body and a mind. You are all of this and more. And so what it means is that if you look at yourself from a biological perspective, you're a body. If you look at yourself from a psychological perspective, you're a mind. If you look at yourself from a spiritual perspective, you are a soul. But it's still you, right? If you look at yourself from societal perspective, you're a citizen. If you look at yourself from your family's perspective, you are the daughter, the mother, the sister, and so on and so forth. But you are still the same person. It's just the perspective from which you're looking at yourself from that will determine which one you are in this moment. And so there's no separation between my body, my mind, or my soul. It's about understanding how you work. And so, yes, we can. If you find it difficult to go to the gym, that could be for all sorts of reasons. Maybe you are stressed out, you are tired, you are burnt out, you're overwhelmed, you're depressed. And so listen to your body and listen to your intuition. That's the third mind. That's the head, the heart, and the gut. This is the intuition, intuitive mind. And if you can be more intuitive and listen and follow your intuition, things will be easier. Do whatever you feel is right for you to do in this moment, as opposed to what I have to do, what I should be doing, what I want to do. Just do what you can do, what comes to you naturally in this moment, what is easier for you to do. And take it one moment at a time, and I reckon you'll be better off with that system. Blue Flower, I'm wondering if my ability to cut people out of my life, absolutely, after feeling betrayed, is dissociating, coping, setting boundaries, or missing out on something to learn by confronting it. There's no categoric, absolute right or wrong. Your life is a journey, and so it's for you to try different things and find out. You never do something that is totally wrong or totally right. You're just exploring. However, what I want you to realize is that whatever what you're doing in the moment is the only thing that you can ever do in that moment. We like to fantasize that I should do this, I should have done that instead. But in reality, again, we are ruled by our emotional automatic pilot. And so whatever that we do in that moment, in reality, is the only choice that we ever had. So we must accept That yeah, we don't want to regret or to have shame about the things that we do. We can work on a system to upgrade it, but what we are at this moment is the program, and it's okay. I'm wondering my ability to cut people out of my life. So yes, do you want to tell me more about you, Blue Flower? Dawn, I have Didi meant what I meant to say. Okay, get you the alcohol bit. Okay. Okay, it seems like some people love getting away with being bad too. They get off doing it. They don't. So we like to believe that people are choosing to be bad. No one is choosing to be bad. No one is choosing anything. We are being taught. Society and culture has been taught, has taught us to judge others and to judge ourselves. Some people are good, some people are bad. They are doing it on purpose. It's not true. No one is doing anything on purpose. We are all doing our best, and we may come across as such. But if we can understand someone's mind, we wouldn't be needing to judge them anymore. Everyone is doing their best. No one is choosing not to heal or choosing to be bad. There's no real choice. We are limited by our reactions, and whatever we do is always a system that our subconscious mind believes is the best thing to do to stay safe. And the reason I'm saying this is because I used to be a very bad person. For many, many years, to everyone, I was a piece of shit. I was toxic. I was horrible. And I hated myself for this. Because I have bipolar, I have borderline personality disorder, I have CPTSD, I have ADHD. I have never chosen to do those things. I hated myself. I used to be toxic to everyone in my life up to the age of 38. Every single person. I couldn't help. I would create problems, I would be petty, I would be relentless, and I hated it. But I couldn't do anything different because I didn't know any better. And that's why I'm saying, when you say, it seems like some people love getting away with being bad, they don't. It's their system to stay safe. It may come across as such, but no one chooses anything. It's like people who are in prison. No one chooses to be in prison. No one chooses to be a sociopath. No one chooses to lose control. No one chooses to be angry. No one chooses to be aggressive or violent. We do what we do based on our childhood, based on our belief system, and yeah, if we can understand that, we can replace judging with understanding. And this is where we start to develop empathy, compassion, and we can connect with people, as opposed to having more division. We are good, they are bad. I hope it makes sense. Okay. Does it? Stephanie Castillo, the world is a mess up world. It's true. However, not all the world is messed up. There are some part of the world where things are going very well. And so we can also choose. It's important to keep updated with the news, but we want to realize that there are some good people out there doing some good things. There are some good news. There are some beautiful things, some nice things out there too. So that we don't believe that everything is doom and gloom, because it's not true. It's not like that. Some places are very bad, but not all places. Some people are very cruel and horrible, but not everyone is. And it's important for us to see the bigger picture. Otherwise, it's very, very hard not to lose your mind and to lose hope. Dawn, there are other ways other than alcohol, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Dawn, I wish I wasn't so sensitive. So again, it depends. Sensitivity, is contextual. But being sensitive is not necessarily a bad thing if you understand yourself and if you are surrounded by the right people. Sensitivity is a problem if you are going to be with people who are going to judge you because you are too sensitive according to their test or to their needs. But if you're with people who are sensitive like you, now there's nothing wrong about you in that context. So it's important to choose your tribe, basically, and also choose the things that you do, because there are things that you do that will benefit highly from you being sensitive. Yeah. But I understand everything is contextual. It can be a problem. to some of us in some places and at some times, and in some times. 6116. What single book would you recommend someone experiencing burnout and lack of purpose? So there are two different things. Burnout and lack of purpose are two different things. If you're experiencing burnout, I think there's one book that I could recommend you, but I've read it a long time ago, so I don't know. Let's try this. So let me go in my books from library. It's a book from Robert Sapolsky. I think it's about burnout. Let me find out. I've got tons of books. I never know the names because it's all audio books. Something with zebra. Why zebra don't get ulcers. The acclaimed guide to stress-related disease and coping. So check it out. Robert Sapolsky. And the title is Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. So that would be for the burnout bit. For purpose, there's a lot of books that are quite interesting and inspirational. Viktor Frankl wrote a very famous book called, I don't know what it is. Someone bought it in physical from, I don't know where it is. Let me Google it. Viktor Frankl book. Man's Search for Meaning. Check it out. It's a very small book. Man's Search for Meaning. That will give you maybe a fresh perspective on purpose. I mean, there are a lot of them. And there's another book that I often refer to, and it's called Dominic Bobby. Just bear with me. It's by someone called Jean-Dominique Bobby, and it's called The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. It's a very small book as well. And it's a very important book because the guy who wrote it had an accident, and the only part of his body that was working was his one eyelid. He couldn't speak, he couldn't move anything. But with that one eyelid, he wrote a book. That book. So, yeah. When we read other people's story, we realize that if they did that, I can do that too. But we can talk about this. I mean, if you're experiencing burnout, you want to find out why. What are you doing too much of, and what are you not doing enough of? This is what burnout is. Burnout is you're doing too much of something and not enough of something else. And there's a reason why you're doing that. Maybe you have some belief about yourself. I must be perfect. I must be productive. I must do all those things and please everyone. It's because of those beliefs that you're burning out. And the lack of purpose, for me, is very simple. If you are burnt out, purpose is the least of your worries, of your priorities. Your mind doesn't care about purpose. It's trying to survive because you are burnt out. And so I'd say, don't worry about the purpose. Focus on the burnout first. Find out what is getting you to constantly feel exhausted and do too much or not enough or both. And then once you have addressed that, then we can talk about purpose. When you are burnt out, you're in a state of survival, and purpose is something that exists in the realm of growth. And if you're surviving, you cannot grow because you're surviving. So you need to address the survival first so that you can be in a state of growth and then explore that conversation. Okay, adopted brother diagnosed with BPD. Okay, remember that. Diagnosis hidden from me till his mother passed. His erratic conduct was from unrealistic expectations placed on him by the adopted family. Stigma is awful. Yes, okay, yeah. Yeah, I get it. I have BPD myself, so I get it. I can understand, absolutely. So yes, so you know it, right? You know that people are not choosing to do anything. No one chooses to have BPD. No one chooses to be a narcissist. No one chooses to whatever that we have. We are just doing our best with our baggage and our trauma. Blue flower, praying head emoji. Dawn, we are all unique. We are indeed. Who are you? Hello, Didi. Hello, who are you? I have a question, who are you? How do you define cheating? Is it cheating when you seriously date someone but sleep with someone else or they think you're exclusive? Cheating is when you are doing something that your partner didn't agree with. So if you're in a couple relationship and you say we are going to be exclusive, then as soon as one of them is no longer exclusive, that's cheating. But it's something that we do behind someone's back, right? If they say to you, I'm going to do this, it's not cheating. They're open, they're transparent, they're honest. And some people can get away with that. But if you try to hide it, to cover it, that's what cheating is. Cheating is an element of dishonesty. When we are going against the agreement, but we're not, we're hiding it. That's what cheating is. Which is why it's important to be open and to talk in relationships. Very often we assume that because I've been raised like that, whatever I believe about couple, they should believe as well. And if they don't, it's their fault. But we're all very, very different in this sense. So we need to talk about things and decide, okay, what do we agree on? What would you like me to bring into that relationship? And I'm going to tell you what I need you to bring. And if it works together, then bang, we can go together in that direction. Okay, Stephen. Yes, when we were kids, parents used their kids to compare good kid, bad kid. That was so damaging to say to children to compare. Yes, brother got rewarded for getting away with being sneaky habit. So yeah. Who are you? Like sometimes couples or one person thinks it's going to be a serious relationship, but the other person is still sleeping around with their ex. It's just about communication. Talk. Right? Now, some people may lie and say, I'm going to be with you exclusively and then cheat behind. And so when that happens, what you want to do is to develop, understand how to read people's body language, how to communicate, find things out. Who are you? Yeah, that's the thing. Some men behave like they want to marry you, and from perception, context, it seems exclusive, but then turns out they have been sleeping around and hiding it because they know. It's not just men, women as well. People, right? We don't want to say that man or woman. Maybe there are more men, but if there were more men, that'd be because we live in a patriarchal society, and so there's more to it than that. It's not that because they are men; it's because society has conditioned them to believe certain things and to behave in a certain way, and maybe some of them can get away easier because of the way society is structured. But men are not inherently more prone to cheating than women. Not inherently. That'd be the result of society and belief. I think it's important to highlight this. And then we are all under the pressure of society as well. We understand what everyone believes is the right thing to do and the wrong thing to do. But we forget that we also all have different pulsions, different needs, different conditions as well. For many of us who are more impulsive, like me, for instance, again, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, ADHD, CPTSD, all of those things are going to get people like me to be more impulsive. And when we are into the state, there's nothing we can do about it. No matter how much we want to be the good person doing the right thing, when we're in the state, we just are not able to control ourselves. And so there's a lot of things to take into consideration. Dawn, we're done on being clean Diddy how many years now? I stopped alcohol and I stopped drugs when I was relatively young, but I kept with alcohol for much, much, much longer. And I stopped alcohol in 2008. Up to 2008, I was still drinking every day. passing away once or twice in a day, every day. Passing out, not passing away, passing out, collapsing, being zonked. So yeah, it's been a while now. 2008, we are in 2026. So it's 18 years. Gosh. But before that, I was constantly either high or drunk or hungover non-stop up to the age of 38. There was not a single day where I was not either drunk, hungover, or high. I was on a mission to never connect with that reality ever again. Who are you? It would hurt your feelings, or it would change the dynamic, or make you lose benefit. So yes, well, so back to our conversation about people who are cheating. It's not that people are cheating. People cheat because of da 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 da. I want to understand why. Because otherwise we get to end up believing that some people are good and some people are bad, and it's just not like that. Some of us, we have some pulsion, some desire, some needs. For most of us, monogamy is not a good idea. It doesn't work for the vast majority of humans. We are forced into it because religion, because society, because all of those things. But in reality, most people are not designed to be with one person all their life. Some people happen to make it happen, they're lucky, but not everyone is. And you can see it with the amount of divorce. I think more than 50% of people divorce. And many of them don't divorce because of the kids, because of the societal pressure. They need to not bring shame to the family or whatever. And so a lot of people are together and they hate each other and they're cheating as well, but they pretend that they are okay. And that's because the system itself is not designed, is not conclusive, is not designed for everyone. Um, yeah. But we are all being programmed. You must do this at that age. You must do that when you get older. You must have those things. And because of that, we are trying to catch up with all those bucket lists, all those boxes to tick. And it was never us. Um, Parisa, hi Didi, how does one deal with jealousy? It depends. Who's the jealous one? Are you the jealous one, or is your partner the jealous one? If you can tell me that, it's two different conversations. Generally speaking, people who are jealous have the belief that the partner that they are with will cheat on them. They believe that I don't deserve love, I will never find someone that will love me unconditionally forever. So they believe that about themselves, so they are constantly waiting for that prophecy to be fulfilled. And that's why they are jealous. It comes from insecurity. So they need to work on their belief. We need to work on why do I believe that about myself. They don't trust others, yeah, because they believe that they will be lied to or cheated on again. So they are being preemptive. So Parisa, who's jealous? Is it you or is it your partner? If you have a partner that is jealous, just tell them, I can't do this. You need to sort yourself out. You need to go and seek some help. We tend to believe that things will get better, and really for some of us, if it's problematic, then it needs big help. What a show. Hi, hello. Dawn, have you heard of Turner's syndrome? Nope. Let me find out. Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome is a genetic condition affecting only females caused by missing or partially missing X chromosome, affecting about 1 in 2,000 girls. Key feature includes short stature, premature ovarian failure, infertility, and sometimes webbed neck or heart issues. While there is no cure, treatment like growth hormones and estrogen therapy significantly improves the quality of life. So, no, do you have this, or do you know someone who does? I never heard about. I never heard about it. The life expectancy for individuals with Turner syndrome is typically only slightly reduced compared to the general population. Okay, so although it can be up to 13 years shorter for some, they don't say much. So yes, why do you ask? That's me. Ah, all right. Okay. Growth, slowed growth, resulting in short stature, puberty, reproduction, underdeveloped ovaries, webbed neck, extra skin folds, low hairline, other potential issues, heart, kidney abnormalities. So how are you doing, Dawn? Are you relatively healthy? Are you looked after? Or does the Turner syndrome create problems and limitations in your life? K. I call jealousy the evil eye. Parisa. Loving eyes are the opposite in my opinion. My adopted brother was jealous due to his parents' comparison to me from a young age. It's a nasty habit. Yes, it is. But it is only the habit, but it's nasty. We don't want to judge the person. People who are jealous are scared, believing in fear. They don't choose to have this. And so I understand that it's difficult to live with someone that is jealous, and we don't want to allow this either. It's important to state what we want from a relationship and set boundaries, but we don't want to judge people for their behavior. We can either accept someone or not. But again, we're all doing our best with what life has given us. Dawn, I don't have the neck. I am deaf in one ear only. 5 foot in heels. Okay. Seems okay so far. And I had meningitis when I was about 5. Okay. So you're all right now, right? Let me see. How big is 5 foot? 5 foot in centimeter. 152. It's all right. I know a lot of people who are that height or even shorter than that. 1 meter and 52 centimeters. It's only a problem if you wanted to have a career as a basketball player. Other than that, we're different and it's okay. Laurie, how do you stop ruminating after betrayal trauma? So you've been traumatized because someone betrayed you and you keep thinking about it. So the way you deal with this is by realizing that the reason why you can't stop thinking about it is because of a belief. You believe it's because of your interpretation of what happened. So someone betrayed you, and what hurts you is not that person betrayed you, but it's the meaning that that betrayal has to you. And so one thing to say is that someone betrayed you. There are different ways to address that situation. Some people are going to say they betrayed me because maybe they were scared, because we didn't agree, because whatever. But you know what? It's got nothing to do with me, and I can move on. I forgive them, I accept, I understand, and it's not a big deal. Some other people, however, will say, if they betray me, it means that I'm not enough. It means that they don't care about how I feel. It means that I'm invisible, and now I'm going to feel terrible about this. I'm going to take it personally. And so it's about the interpretation of an event that will dictate how you're going to feel about it. And if you feel very bad about something, you won't be able to not think about it. The emotion, the intensity of the emotion will hold that thought into your head. And that's how you end up overthinking and rummaging and ruminating on that. And so we can address that. What does betrayal means to you? If we have the belief that people must be loyal to me, people must be fair to me, then we're going to be deceived, disappointed when it's not happening. But if we can accept that people change, And there are many reasons as to why people do certain things, and it's got nothing to do with me. Now it's easier to not attach yourself to that event and move away from it and let it go. Um, does it help, Laurie? Do you want to give me more details about your betrayal trauma? Parisa, I'm jealous of my peers being more successful than me. And all of my friends are having babies now. I'm very jealous of this. I feel like it's not too late for me. Okay. No, I feel like it's too late for me. Okay. Jealousy. Okay. So now I understand. I used to be jealous myself. I used to be jealous of people who were beautiful. I used to be jealous of people who were happy. I used to be jealous of people who were rich. I used to be jealous of people who were not overweight, and so on and so forth. I used to be jealous of people who were white and didn't get bullied because they were not white. And so I understand this. And the jealousy comes from the belief that you are not enough and that you can never be enough and that some people have it better than you. It's a belief. So you want to find a way to address this, and you want to realize that we're all different and you can find ways to be happy that are different than others. You may not be able to do certain things, but maybe you can find other ways for you to find purpose, contentment, joy, uh, excitement. So let's address the first one. You say, I'm jealous of my peers being more successful than me. They're only more successful than you in a specific context, but you are more than that. You can be successful in other fields, in other places. Um, it's about you realizing what you can do. But as long as you believe that there's only that, and I can't do this, so if I can't get it, then the only way for me to feel better about myself is to bring everyone down, to be jealous about them, to say bad things about them. Uh, but find out. And let me try to understand how I can explain this. Um, there are many ways to be successful. If you're not successful in a way, there are two ways to look at it. Either do something else or tell yourself, I'm going to find out how to make it happen. You can develop a growth mindset that will get you to learn how to get to where you want to be. It's possible. But it's about changing yourself. You want to change your mindset and you want to change some of your belief about success. And all my friends are having babies now. I'm very jealous of this. I feel like it's too late. So again, I feel like it's too late. Maybe it's not. Now some women have babies in their 50s. So I don't know how old you are, but with the advance of technology, medicine, a lot of things are possible that was not possible back then. I'm surprised. And so it's never too late, not necessarily, even for that. You are jealous because you believe that you can't have it. But if you can find a way to get something similar to that, now you wouldn't need the jealousy anymore. Does it make sense, Parisa? Dawn, thank you, Didi. Thank you, Dawn. Laurie, 5 to 9. They are in therapy and SA doing the steps, but continue to tell lies over stupid things. So, Laurie, I don't know where you're coming from. I haven't seen any other comment from you. Who are we talking about? They're in therapy and SA doing the steps, but continue to tell lies over stupid things. Could you clarify what you're talking about, please, Laurie? Who are they? Okay, because I see. I asked you how to not ruminate. Okay, they're in therapy and essay doing the steps because you to tell lies. So you are affected because you are lying to you, right? Is that what you mean? The betrayal is that they're lying to you, and you are telling me basically that they are going through a lot in therapy. They've been intimately abused and doing the steps, so that they're addicted as well. And so if you're ruminating, it's because you are, how can I say this? Did what I say, was it correct? You feel betrayed because they're telling lies over stupid things. Is that correct? Maybe it's one of your child but is trying to rehab, and you feel betrayed because they are lying to you. Is that correct? If that's the case, then remind yourself that that person is going through a lot. And they're not necessarily lying to you because they want to deceive you. Maybe it's the only thing that they know to do in that moment because they're overwhelmed by other things. Uh, Lying, again, is something that I used to do a lot myself. And it's a coping mechanism. Sometimes we don't know what else to do but to lie. So that's something that you may take into consideration. It's never personal. Um, we like to believe that people do or say things because they want to hurt our feelings, but in reality, they're just behaving in whichever way they deem is safe for them based on their upbringing. And then we're going to judge them because society frowns on the sort of behavior. But if we can understand, then we don't need to feel betrayed anymore. Is that what you meant? Laurie? Fateh Tatla. Hello, remember me? I was the one who had trauma. I don't remember you yet, but a lot of people have trauma, but we can talk about it if you want. Fateh Tatla said, hi, Laurie. So, yes, thank you. Yep. Oh, all right. Okay. So, what I said was correct. Okay. So, if you feel betrayed because that person is lying to you, don't. Instead of seeing things from your perspective, why are they lying to me? Are they doing it on purpose? Are they taking the piss again? I can't believe it. I don't deserve it. Instead, see things from their perspective. They're going through rehab, they've been abused, they've been traumatized, they have a lot on their plate. And they're not doing anything for you, they're just overwhelmed, and they're behaving in whichever way they can in that moment. Maybe they are on the spectrum of something, and that gets them to behave like that. A lot of mental conditions get people to lie to protect themselves. Um, Sometime, let's say if you're on the autism spectrum, you may say things and it's not even conscious. You have to protect yourself. But it comes across like they're lying again. Parisa, yes, thank you, Didi. I'm not jealous in a nasty way. I am happy for them, but I feel the pain of staying behind. Okay, so if you don't have any resentment towards them, it's a good thing. That means that you're not too badly affected by it. But still, if you feel the pain of staying behind, then instead of comparing and telling yourself, why don't I have those things? Why life is so bad always to me? Tell yourself, okay, what can I do about this? How can I make this better? Can I do some research, find out what is the age? Can I still have babies? Um, can I still create success for myself in different ways? Um, a lot of people have success at a later stage in their life. It's never over. But if you're thinking a specific like type of success, you're going to limit yourself to that. Expand your mind and see how you can maybe do things that will get you to feel what you want to feel, but in a different shape and form. And also for the baby, you may not be able to have babies, but you can always, I don't know, you can adopt, you can have dogs or cats. You can work with some community, with some people. There's a lot of different ways to make things happen. It doesn't have to be specifically precisely that. But if you need that thing, maybe you want to address some of your specific belief. Maybe you believe that this is very important for you, and it's possible to change this belief and to realize that it's just a thing, and I can try something else, and I will still get the same sort of feeling, and I'll be happy with that. James Danton, thank you. Blue Flower, your comments on lying were interesting. So lying comes from a sense of protection. Yes, not always. Some people are Machiavellian. Some people are deceptive because they like to control people and lie to them. But even those people, they do that because they have a personality disorder, so they are suffering from something. But many of us lie because it's a protection mechanism. Um, we've learned that if we told the truth, we're getting into trouble. Uh, but if we don't realize this, we're going to judge people and say, "Oh, they're bad. lying, and yeah, everything that we do is the result of something that happened to us. And I'm talking about the behavior that people don't like. People who get triggered a lot, people who are shy or introverts, um, or people who lie, or anything is always there because we believe that this is what we should be doing in those circumstances. Though women tend to be nasty with their mouth and men tend to be into fighting, don't you find? So it can be true in many instances, but it's not because of men or women. It's because of the patriarchal system. The patriarchal system is going to get people to believe that men should be strong, and they should never be vulnerable and show that they are sad. And so because of that, they get angry. That's why they fight. And women, they're mouthy because they're frustrated. They're not happy in their life. They're not seen, and so they need to let go of that frustration. And since they're not physically aggressive, they will be verbally aggressive through gossips and bitching and stuff like that. But it's not because they're women. A lot of men are like that as well, and it goes both ways. Some women are also physically aggressive. It's just that society is going to decide that it's acceptable for men to be angry as long as they don't cry, and it's acceptable for women to cry as long as they're not being too assertive, um, as long as they don't forget their place in society, in the kitchen or something like that. And so yes, it's true that it's often something that we can see, but we want to understand why, because otherwise we're going to put everyone in the same bag. All the men are like that, and all the women are like that, and I see that a lot on social media, and it's just super narrow-minded. We can't generalize half of the population just because of a gender. Um, it's just a lazy thinking. Um, but we all do this. And again, it's not because we're stupid, it's because everyone does it. So it seems like it's normal. I go on Fred and people are like that. All the men are like that and all the women are like that. And it's not true. All the Gen Z, all the millennials, no. All the lefties, all the right, everyone is different. But if we think in black and white, then we are living life through an oversimplified binary system that has no depth and that creates a lot of problem because we're not going to try to explore someone's personality. We're going to put them in a bag, label everyone. I know a lot of women who are very kind and not nasty with mouth at all, and then I know a lot of men who don't fight at all either. Blue flower to the teller and the receiver. I don't understand what you mean, the teller and the receiver. Parisa, I have to work harder and have a growth mindset. Basically, thank you for your advice. You don't need to work harder. You don't need to work hard at all. You need to have a growth mindset so that you can work better. Right? Harder doesn't matter. It's about you working smart, and also it's about you investing focus. Right? It's not about the effort; it's about the focus. We can talk about this if you want, although we're coming closer to 8 o'clock now. But again, I don't know if I recommend it to you, but there's a book about mindset that I could recommend. I recommend it quite often, and it's called Mindset by Carol Dweck. So if you can get your hand on that book, that will teach you about the growth mindset. Unseen Aura, hey. Unseen Aura, the Gen Z, right? What do you mean the Gen Z, right? Dawn, I think it's okay for a man to cry, sadly still something not. Of course, it's okay for anyone to cry. It's okay for anyone to laugh. It's okay for anyone to express themselves. It's okay for anyone to be what they are, as long as they're not hurting or aggressing others. It's okay to be angry as long as you're not aggressive. I did a post about this as a difference. Anger is an emotion that we feel and we can express. Being aggressive, however, is when we are directing the anger at someone. So that's different. Blue flowers. My friend's 28 years old son suffers from depression. Had jobs, but lied that he was going to them when he had in fact been sacked. And advice. That son needs some help. That's it. There's no advice because I don't know, it's too vague. My advice would be to make sure that that son is looked after properly. We tend to put a mask on to make some people proud, not to let them down, even though we are suffering from depression. But what happens is that at some point, some of us will choose to put an end to their life because they've been trying for a long time and there's no one who can really be there for them. And people are expecting something from them, and no one asks them how they feel. And so it's important not to be those people. If you have a friend, a son, someone that you care about who suffers from depression, whatever happens, we don't want to judge them. How the job lied, it doesn't matter. If you have depression, if you're depressed, you're thinking about unaliving yourself, nothing matters. But if you don't have empathy, we'll forget about it. Or you're going to think, why did you lie? You should have done this, should have done that. I know you have depression, but there's no but. If we are depressed, if we're overwhelmed in any way, we want to be there for them and listen to them and to be patient and not to judge them. So he said he lied when he was sacked. He was saying what he was going to do. Maybe he was ashamed. Maybe he didn't dare. Maybe he's thinking, I'm such a loser. I'm always letting them down. That's why he's depressed in the first place. And now he's been sacked, but he can't tell the truth because he's already seeing himself like a loser. And he can't take this anymore. Somebody will explain that. So instead of judging, we should say, it's okay. You're overwhelmed. It's no problem. I'm here for you. If you need any help, just ask me. If not, I appreciate you. I love you. I see you. And I accept you just as you are. As opposed to, you have to change. You must change. There's something wrong with you. Does it help? Blue flowers, that's what we're afraid of. Okay? So talk to him and find a way to connect with him. When we're depressed, we believe that no one gets us. And so, again, best thing to do is to not try to change them. If they want some help, then talk to them about help. But other than that, be there for them. Pay attention to the body language, spend time with them, listen to them, be there with them. That'd be my advice. And if and when they're asking for help, redirect them to help. But don't force it. Does he have help? Blue flowers? Is he looked after? Blue flowers, agreed. Okay, thank you. He lies a lot about the daftest things. Okay, so now change that meaning. Realize that the lies is not because he has a poor character. It's not because he's a bad person. It's not because he's got no moral or values. It's because he's overwhelmed and he doesn't know what else to do. If he's lying, also it's because he doesn't believe that his truth is good enough. He doesn't believe that whatever he does or says is good enough, so he's going to pretend something else instead. So yeah, we need to learn how to show them that we love them unconditionally. Blue flowers, yes, his mother is there always. Okay, so that's the start. He's not on his own. Dawn, drinking tea or coffee, Didi? I'm drinking tea today. Earl Grey tea. No sugar, no milk, no honey, just tea. Pumpkin Puff. Hi Didi, how are you feeling today? I'm very tired. I'm very tired. But I'm here every Wednesdays and Fridays, so I'm showing up. I did say at the start of the live that if no one was interacting, I would abort and come back on Friday. But it's been busy enough for me to still be here. There's 5 minutes left. What do you want to talk about? Pumpkin Puff. Blue flowers. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Blue flowers. For those who are new, I'm here on YouTube every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time. I do my best to show up because I know that people need some help, and that's what I do. So here I am, even though I'm knackered. But I'm proud of myself. I'm here for you guys, and I will always do my best to keep coming. And so, if you need some help, if you know someone who does, bring them over every Wednesdays and every Fridays for sure. I am here from 6 o'clock. Generally speaking, I always have enough interaction to keep me going up till 8. But if it was very quiet, I would just resume my day and come back some other time. Dawn, I like a cup of tea in the morning. Do you like green tea? I love all sorts of tea. So I do drink green tea as well. Black tea, red tea, whatever tea, herbal teas. I do love hot drinks. I drink also coffee, chocolate, all sorts of things. But yes, tea, green tea. I have some matcha green tea. I'm also finishing a bag of some sort of South African green tea, Chinese green tea, of course, jasmine tea. Yeah. But I also drink good old British builders tea, some Chinese black tea, all sorts. Pumpkin Puff. Me too. I didn't sleep very well the last few days, but it's all right. Hope that you can get some good sleep tonight. I will. The good thing is when I'm tired like that, I know that I will sleep well. So that's there's always a silver lining to everything. Pumpkin Puff, I just wanted to pop in and say hi before you left. I've been listening to music while doing my chores, like we talked about. Fantastic. Ah, yes, I remember our conversation. So, how have you been doing? Was it good? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling more empowered? Pumpkin Puff? Jennifer Weber, where are you, country? Um, I am doing that live stream from London in the UK. Sorry. But if you're wondering, my genetics are Chinese. My parents are from Hong Kong, and my accent is French every now and then because I was born and raised in France. Pumpkin Puff. I tried Bad Bunny and some new music. It was fun. Fantastic. Good on you. Yes, Bad Bunny is very, very happy as long as you don't listen to the lyrics, which I don't. I always listen to music without paying much attention to the lyrics, unless it was French. In English, my English was very poor when I was younger, so I never understood. I just imagined what the singers were singing about. And now, even now, when I listen to music, uh, lyrics are secondary. It's really about the vibes, the energy, the melodies. Pumpkin Puff. Disco music really makes you want to boogie. Fantastic. Disco is great. Yes, it's awesome. There's one band that I could recommend you if you don't know them already. And the last album, I think 1 year ago, was rather disco, and that's Foster the People. Foster the People. They had a very disco single, very joyous, very fun, very happy. Anna Maria said hi. Hello. Don't rock with you, Michael Jackson, my favorite. Michael Jackson, yeah, is always a good one. Very good quality music, great production and voice and everything. Yes, I like Michael Jackson too. Kay Stevens, on a brighter note, if you ever heard Last Train to London by ELO, I think you might enjoy it. I love that song. I love ELO. It's one of my favorite songs of Electric Light Orchestra, and Confusion is another one, and also the album Time. It was one of my first album in 1982, I think, or 1981. So I'm a huge fan of Electric Light Orchestra, and I've seen them live in 2016 in Glastonbury. It was a very glorious moment for me. And my favorite era of ELO is the disco bit. So yes, Last Train to London, being one of the most famous track in that genre. Anna Maria, for me, it's very difficult to remember music. Help when I was in crisis. Okay, so what do you mean by it's difficult to remember music? You don't remember it, just play it? No? Is it? I don't understand. Pumpkin Puff. Oh yes, I used to listen to them actually, but I checked that album specifically. For certain people, yes. The last one, I forgot. I mean, it's all downloaded, so I don't know. But the last album that they did, I think just 1.5 year ago, disco, but very well done. But there's a lot of disco stuff now. It's all back. Because again, I'm old enough, maybe like some of you, to have discovered disco back then, the 70s. Disco and funk. Blue Flowers. Great to have met you here, Didi. My first time doing a live chat. Fantastic. Thank you. It seems a very stressful thing to do on your behalf, so I want to show my gratitude. Thank you. It's not stressful for me. Today I'm a little bit tired, but no, I do generally enjoy being here. And even now, I mean, even though I'm tired, I'm enjoying my time. I'm enjoying this chat with you guys. I really am. So don't worry about me. But thank you for appreciating this. Okay, Stevens, awesome. Night Rider is my favorite one. Okay, I don't know that track. I will check it out. But I did listen not long ago to that album, Time. Let me find out. ELO. And it's the album that has the single called Hold On Tight, I think. Yeah, anyway. Pumpkin Puff, thank you for pushing me out of my music rut. My brain was happy to hear new music for once. Fantastic. Fantastic. You're into disco at the moment. So I just recommended you something. So because I was going to think about something, but yeah, just that for study people. But I mean, next time I try to come up with something else. There are plenty of disco-y stuff around. People are realizing that it's a very fun genre of music indeed. I'm trying to see. I haven't listened to any disco for a long time now. Dawn, Crazy by Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline also. Oh wow. So that shows your age. But yes, I like stuff like Patsy Cline as well. Thank you for the recommendation. Pumpkin Puff. My husband had me listen to that I Need a Hero song from Bonnie Tyler. I can't remember the singer's name, but it was so fun. It's Bonnie Tyler. It's the singer who does Total Eclipse of the Heart, and it's a heartache. She had 3 songs, but she had a whole career out of those 3 songs. So this is not disco. Holding Out for a Hero is more like 80s pop, radio pop. There are plenty of stuff. I mean, I'm sure you. K. Stevens, yes, Dawn. Patsy said it like it was. Dawn, she did. Dawn, glad you get how I feel. Pumpkin Puff, I will always accept your music recommendations. I'm trying different stuff, but disco had that energy level what I was looking for. There's a very, very important band, I mean funk disco, and that's Earth, Wind and Fire. And there's another one that is super famous, and you can't go wrong with that, and that's Bonnie M. I think they have so many hits. And also, again, very, very accessible, super fun music. And of course, ABBA. K. Stevens, progressive for a time. Sorry if blues influence. My favorite song by EPL Trilogy. Amazing sound for three musicians. EPL? I don't know what is EPL. EPL. No, there's nothing coming up. Dawn discovered her on YouTube. On the tube. Chris Hilton. Good night, Didi. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Pumpkin Puff. Yes, I'm in that area of music, I guess, not disco. Anna Maria. Sorry for my poor English. I mean that when it's difficult time for me, when it's like I cannot remember what make me happy. Music too. I love music from classical to heavy metal. Last discovery is MGMT. Yes, MGMT. Amazing. I love all the albums. Very good. So you are saying that it's difficult time for me and I cannot remember what makes me happy. Okay, so it happens. Sometimes if we are overwhelmed and depressed, you may forget. Just do your best. And whatever you come up with is your best. Right? Um, but again, also, if you need some help, keep coming here. Remember, I'm here every Wednesdays and every Fridays, and I would love to carry on chatting with you and getting to know you more if you want. Anna Maria, Kids from MGMT, Cheer Me Up. Yes, it's a great song, indeed. They, they have done a lot of good work. There's a whole scene from Australia which are very similar. MGMT, there's another one called Empire of the Sun, and of course there is Tame Impala. Pumpkin Puff. Oh, perfect. I will look them up too. Thank you. I'll be the crazy person dancing with the vacuum. So now you can listen to Queen as well with the vacuum cleaner. I want to break free. K. Stevens, ELP. I don't know ELP. I typed it. I know I typed EPL. ELP. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. I get it. Okay. It's a progressive rock supergroup. I know the name, but I can't remember the tunes. Formed in London in 1970. But I know that they're very important because I'm very familiar with the name. Maybe I'll check it out tonight. Anna Maria, thanks. Pumpkin Puff, oh, I love Queen. Dawn, thanks for your shorts and YouTube, Didi. Thank you so much, Dawn. Anna Maria, LP2 is great. Okay, guys, I'm going to go now. It's 7 minutes past 8. Thank you for the convo. And again, remember, I'm both on TikTok and YouTube. However, on YouTube, I come live every Wednesdays and every Fridays. And also, all my live streams are to be found on my channel the following days. So if I said anything that you found interesting, you can always replay the live stream from before. And also, I haven't done anything the last 3 weeks, but I will resume my production of a long form video from next week for sure. So if there's anything you would like me to talk about, I'm open to any suggestion. Comment sections, anywhere, just ask me, and that will give me some inspiration to create some videos for you guys. And finally, if you need more details about me as a therapist and coach, there should be a link on my bio to my website. And that'll be it for now. Keith Stevens, awesome chat, Didi. Thank you for appreciating it. Pumpkin Puff, I hope you have a great evening. I'll check out all of your music recommendations. Thank you so much. Guys, I love you all. Take care. Look after yourself. Remember to be kind to others if you can, but if you can't, at least be kind to yourself. Okay? I'll see you next, maybe Friday or some other time. And in the meantime, all the best. Bye bye now.